Now, folks, here's the good stuff. This is what you've been waiting for. Last week we showed you a bit of our segment where we were adding backing tracks to a song by Matthew Andrae. We promised an interview with the man himself, and we aim to deliver.
Now, with Dwight at the helm, I sat down with Matthew, and we had a great talk. Here's a little portion of that interview. We've got the man of the hour here today, Matthew Andrae. Matthew, thank you for stopping by today.
Thank you very much for having me.
YouTube is a very popular site these days on the internet, and you seem to be enjoying a great deal of popularity over there.
Well, apparently that's the case. It's been a big surprise for me. It's not been something that I planned. I've been sitting here playing my music for a long time, and a certain amount of people have heard what I play, but it's changed dramatically. It's a whole order of difference right now.
Which brings us to your signature song, Sweet Celine. Like I said before, it had over 600,000 hits to date, which seemingly has catapulted your career. Now, when you did the song and put it on YouTube, did you have a feeling that it was going to jumpstart your career the way it has?
I have a business partner that I have done a couple of musical projects with, and I told him that this guitar-lele sound is really speaking to me. It's really making me happy. A lot of time I've been spending playing guitar, and I play guitar at my gigs, generally speaking. So I was inspired by Israel Kamakawiwa Ole. I hope I pronounced that right. But the simple sound that he had on with that Over the Rainbow song that he did, it was just so powerful. And I thought, I need to strip down my songs so that they're just as simple as possible, and see if the song works on a simple level like that, then we'll see if that goes. So I told my business partner, I believe that this sound is going to work. I believe it's going to do something that my guitar playing has not done. So I did say out loud that I do believe this is going to do something. I said to him that it's going to work. And so I did. I had a very clear idea that something positive was going to come about from this. And I told several people actually before I actually posted the video. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things where you can never plan exactly what's going to happen, but the creator has a way of making stuff happen that I can't make happen. So, but I did have a very clear idea that yes, it was something good was going to come of this streamlining and this particular song and putting it out there.
Now, one might think through your videos on YouTube that you have enjoyed a seemingly overnight success, but that's not necessarily the case, is it?
That makes me laugh. Because, yeah, in a way it's overnight success because I started playing a different kind of instrument. I started approaching music differently. But I suppose it's like anything. Everything builds up to a certain point where it hits a critical mass, if you will. Sorry for the Los Alamos nuclear term right there. But it gets to a certain point, and maybe it takes off. So I've been playing professional gigs, maybe not. Well, at least I've been playing for money for a long time. And I've had this one gig that I've had for 15 years. And I play for tourists, that's what I was doing. And it was a good living. I bought a house with it. I bought, car.
And where's that been?
It's called the Inn at Loretto. It's the Inn and Spa at Loretto in Santa Fe.
People in your local area should take note of that. So then, with the success that you've achieved on YouTube with your videos, you have generated a lot of interest. Now, you've signed a contract with a record company in Paris. I understand your record company has actually earmarked $100,000 for this project. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Well, it's funny. It sounds like a lot of money, but when you start recording, it's. I mean, I guess it just goes, where it needs to go, and you're paying for great musicians, and you're paying for their flights, and you're paying for their food, and you're paying for a great engineering staff, and it just goes on and on. So. Yeah, I'm very fortunate. I feel very fortunate to have that kind of backing, and I think that there's a whole other marketing budget that needs to come with that as well. So there's still money to be spent.
So let's talk about the people you worked with on this recording.
Happy to. The group was selected. Basically, what I did was when I found this the producer of the record. His name is Dominique Fillon. He lives in Paris. He is an excellent piano player. He has a band of his own, and he had just released a record called Detours. And I heard his record. He had left a comment on my YouTube space, and he said that he liked my music, and it was just what he wanted to hear at that point in time. And I said, I wonder who this guy is. So I looked him up, and it turns out he's a great musician, and he's got this amazing sound and this great band. So I called him, and I wrote him, and I said, I would love to record with you. What can we do about that? And he said, sure, let's do that. So he heard the stuff that I had, and I sent him a bunch of more stuff. And basically, I just wanted to play with the band that he had. And his band was a guy named Steve Rodby, who is well known in the United States as the bass player for the Pat Metheny Group. And as a little aside here, the Pat Metheny Group was one of the bands that I worshipped as a kid, and went, to concerts and saw them play. And so it was more than just a little exciting to meet, Steve Rodby, and then to hear him play. And of course, his playing is sublime. It is, it's this sort of invisible bass playing that it's so present, but it's not all over you. It's not screaming, here I am, and it's just he's an amazing player. Dominique has been working with Jimmy Cliff, Angelique Kidjo, in his own work. He does a lot of his own work, basically. So he's the band leader of that. So his keyboard playing is pristine. And the drummer of Dominique's band is a guy named Stéphane Houchard. And Stéphane is this amazing, he's got this great depth of playing. He's a jazz player mostly, but he's got the ability to swing when he wants to. Needless to say, it was slightly intimidating company, but I was happy to be part of it.
Which brings us to the song of yours that we did a makeover for, Love Is Gonna Get You, which is one of your great songs. I recently sat down with Dwight, and I had a great time producing the song. We added some backing tracks and backing vocals to it. Did you have a chance to listen to it yet?
I did have a chance to listen to it, and I think you've made a very fun version of it. And I was surprised in a good way with the children singing in the background.
Thanks so much, Matthew.